Howdy ho, gamers. So, you remember when I read that funny haha Diary Wimpy fanfiction? Want to see me do it again? Today, we'll be reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Rowley's Heyday by Johnwasnever. Johnwasnever of what? Never paid his taxes? Now, thankfully, this one is pretty short, only 6 pages. But, this is most definitely going to be the easiest one in the Johnwasnever trilogy. Yep, I'm making a trilogy out of this, where I'm reading 3 stories made by Johnwasnever. So let's just get this one out of the way, because it's the shortest one so far. October, Monday. Rowley's been acting really weird today. He's shivering in his seat and his eyes were bulging. I thought he needed to go use the restroom or something, and so I asked if he was okay. Instead of saying he was hurt or something like that, he instead asked if he could borrow an eraser. So I gave him my extra pencil, but he aggressively slapped it on my face and demanded one of those big fat ones. So I fumbled through my bag and found ones I had never used since the first day of school. So I handed it to him. But once he snatched the thing out of my hand, he scarfed it down like it's the only thing he's had in weeks. He really freaked me out. He kind of reminded me of Rowley. I think Rowley has just lost his mind. I don't want people to think I was hanging out with the weird kids, so I scooted my desk away from Rowley's a bit. But no, Rowley wasn't done. He wanted more. I told him no. So then he slammed his fist on my desk and started grunting. That's when a few kids started to look at us. Then he started to get all shaky and sweaty. I thought he was eventually gonna pop. I was thinking he would think he was gonna have an accident in his pants, but he didn't. He did something worse. He launched himself into a ton of kids. Rowley was sent to the office. Tuesday. Today in school we had our first class of marriage management. I'm not a genius or anything, but I'm pretty sure other schools don't have that class. Anyways, our first assignment is that we have to practice doing a divorce. So the teacher hands out eggs to the class. For the next thing, the teacher used me as an example. She took my egg, gave it to Rowley, and then said that we had a divorce and he took my child. How depressing. Then the teacher gave us a whole lecture on how marriage is a black hole of depression or something, giving us the egg should help us prepare and get used to it. I don't really get it. The whole assignment is just a one-day thing, so we didn't have to bring the eggs back home. But Rowley insists on doing so. I'm with Rowley Jr. I think he's getting a little too attached to the egg. Earlier that day, Rowley was shaking again in class as I was shipping around. I almost thought he was going to do what he did yesterday, but instead he raised his hand. He asked the teacher if he can use the restroom, and he said yes. He started running for the door, and he fell flat on his face. What was really weird is that he was laughing and sobbed. Then he left. I went to the bathroom, too, to see what it was up to. But I wish I didn't, because he was sucking on the egg. The end? And that's it. Huh. I only got 3 minutes of content on that. Strange. Anyways, this was the first part of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid Johnwasnever fanfic trilogy. God, I really need to get a new name for this stuff. Now, what's the next time? Well, it's certainly something, alright. See you next time, you wonderful paloopies.